All right, 10-minute red rock scene. We're doing the Southwest. And so I need an atmosphere that's probably a lot more clear because it's dry climate. So I'm going to put a nice blue sky.
All right.
Just so you know, the crinkling of that bag will be through the whole video.
You know, I thought of that. I'm done.
You can. No, I'm good. All right. So lots of white to get the atmosphere. And then we're going to add blue to the sky. And since I just want another daytime scene, I'm going to put more of the purple at the top, less of the purple at the bottom. So blend that in, make it purple. See how big we can go and still stay in that 10-minute mark.
There you go.
Okay, so when I really want to blend colors fast, I got to make sure I go blue, white, so you can see me hitting the top and then hitting the bottom. Much more effective than trying to gradually pull the color down. All right, there we go. Now I've got a little bit of cloud formations in there maybe. So now I want to consider that atmosphere as I paint everything in this picture. So in the Southwest, we have a lot of this real rusty colored ground. And so I'm just going to mix that with the atmosphere to get my most distant cliffs. And then I'm going to correct anything that turns a little bit too green. I'll correct with magenta, but I don't see any green. But I do want to add a little bit of purple because this color paint in blue does not make a purple color, as you can see, but light does. So I want to simulate light whenever I'm mixing these colors to be an outdoor scene. So I'm going to use this purple mixed with my rock color to make my most distant cliffs. So let's make some hills way back there, maybe make a taller mesa up here. We have a lot of these flat mesas in Arizona, Utah, other states in the Southwest. And so I kind of like the way it looks when I leave it less mixed. I'm getting some definition in there that are just kind of accidental. All right, now I'm going to put another one closer. We've got a couple distant ones, so I just have to get less purple as I come forward. The shadows are influenced more by the atmosphere because shadows don't have nearly as much color of their own. If you think of a shadow as an object, it has less color because it has less light. Therefore, when I mix that with the sky, there's a larger ratio of sky because it's compared to a smaller amount of that initial shadow color. So this here is going to be the shadow color of another cliff, and then I'll add the highlight to it. So let's add blue and magenta, and we're going to get a shadow color that is not as light and purple as that one. So this is a closer cliff. Let's make some kind of a rocky shape in here. We still want some distance with this. And when I'm doing backgrounds, you know, a valuable thing to remember is that a little tiny sliver can feel like a lot of distance if you get the colors right to look like distance with atmosphere. Then you can really get a lot out of a tiny little sliver of color. Okay, let's put one clip there. Let's do another one over here. I'm going to put that maroon color and add purple to it for a shadow. There we go. And then I got to add some white to that because I don't want it to be that dark yet. This is just background still, so I want to make it close to this color. So we've kind of got a canyon going now. At this point, we'll put a lower cliff here. Just because it's lower doesn't mean it's further. It's really the color. It's how much atmosphere I put in this that's going to determine its distance more than anything. Just putting that atmosphere. But what will also determine its distance will be where the base of that is visible. So if it's coming down on a flat desert, which I'm going to paint right now, I'm going to take lots of white, and I'm going to add yellow to that to get this real bright orange dirt color that we have all over the deserts. And I'm gonna make that lighter than what's on the cliff sides because it's facing upward toward the sky. So if I wanna put that in the sunlight, I gotta just make it nice and bright. So white and orange for my brightest spots. And then just darken appropriately if it's in a shadow. So let's take this up here and add violet where it's further away. Let's take blue and magenta. We're adding purple to our ground color, and then I gotta add lots of white because I gotta maintain the lightness. Essentially, I'm adding the sky to it. We're gonna make a little trail that goes in between these cliffs. And I gotta be careful that as that turns more violet, it doesn't turn darker. It's gotta stay light because the sky, the atmosphere color is very light. While we're at it here, let's have some fun and put a little trail going up this guy right here. We can put a flat top right there. We've got a little bit
4
of
minutes.
oh man, that's what I have left, or that's what's gone?
That's what you have left.
Oh man, okay. So we're putting a little bit of flat ground right there, and we're gonna keep all the lines very horizontal as they're in the background. I don't wanna see a lot of up and down on my shapes because when it's far away, everything gets really scrunched. Now I'm gonna put some highlights on these red rocks, so I need a much less influenced color by the atmosphere. This color is not as changed by the atmosphere because it has a lot of its own light. And so that atmosphere is not as much of the total percentage of it. So I'll put highlights in here with this orange. And I'm gonna put shapes in there that are squeezed this way now because I want the perspective, just like on the ground, I squeeze them this way on the side of the cliff. I squeeze them this way. But then when I come out here on the face of it, we're gonna make them a little bit darker. We'll mix it with the other color and broader. Just a quick impressionistic way to make a more three-dimensional shape. I gotta borrow some of this darker color because this isn't dark enough. We really need that to be darker. So I've got my shadow in there. Let's put a little more of the highlight. I lost a little bit of the differences. We've got sun coming from the right side now. That was just kind of a spontaneous decision. Let's put some here. So my direct sunlight just has a lot more of this bright orange color. I put light and shadow in the shadows, in the darker areas, but then I use my brightest color after I've done that, and it kind of gives me a start point here. Then I can actually make little shrubs and bushes across my desert just by adding little dots of black and yellow. So let's put some in here. These are going to be bushes. Desert bushes just aren't usually that bright of a green, so wherever I put a black dot, that can be a bush just by putting a little bit, putting a little bit of yellow on top of each dot. So here, I'll put yellow. Right here, yellow, 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 yellow. I'll distribute it first, blend it later. Yellow in there. Let's put it here. Let's take this, put little dots of bushes up in here. And I want these distant ones to have more atmosphere, so all I'm going to do is just let them mix with the color that's on there. This paint's still wet. That's the nice thing about working quickly is this base is still wet, and so I'm just not going to let these have dark shadows. So these in the front need to have dark shadows in order to look more like closer shrubs. Okay, now I'll just put a flat blend on the lower left side of each of these for a shadow, and I'm going to make sure I add a little purple to those in the front so that I have my color. So back here I'm not going to bother because they're distant. I just want to mix it in with the background. So let's just blend that, do a few little dots to just make an impression of some complexity in the hillside. Just getting rid of the black and muting the colors by mixing them with the background. So I've got this real not so green green. And then here, I'm going to make this green have purple in it because you can see the color of the sky. I said that wrong, not this green, this shadow has purple because it's the color of the sky. Remember how the shadows get more heavily influenced by the sky color because it's more the only color that's in there. So I do this. I already established that my shadow's coming from this side, so we're just going to take that and go this way, this way, this way, Blue shadows, purple,
10,
blue, violet
9,
shadows. Let's
8,
blend this yellow a little bit. We want to
7,
get some foliage in there.
6, 5,
5,
4,
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Whew, good.
Oh man, that was a
How's your
sprint.
arm?
That was. It's really good from back here.